Back here live from Turner Stadium, this is the Panera Bread Halftime Show. J.W. Smith alongside Derek Jones here coming up with the second half. But first, we're going to talk about the first half and what we experienced here. As the score is 21-14 with 2 quarters left to play, Derek. Kingwood's still in this ball game. They're getting it in the second half, and they are winning the time of possession battle right now.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing that we said in the pregame that Kingwood had to do. They had to come out and try to control the ball, keep that high-scoring Westfield offense off the field as much as they could. And they came out and actually won the time of possession about 4 minutes, 14:30 to 10:10. Kingwood's come out, Lay's come out and run the ball well. He's had 7 rushes, 29 yards. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's enough to kind of keep Westfield off balance. Trudell, the leadership, he's come out, he's kind of stabilized his team. I mean, he's thrown the ball 4 times. It hasn't had a lot of yardage from that, but on that flip side, Kingwood's defense, they've caused a couple of turnovers. Those turnovers, and they had a special teams play where they had a fake punt, kind of running that option to get them a first down deep in the game. It keeps the game really close. It keeps Westfield off the field as much as possible. Not a lot of yardage coming from Kingwood, but they're doing just enough.
Exactly.
To keep them in. And then Westfield, if you take a look at them, I mean, they've been big play, big strike. I mean, not video game, big strike, but big strike nonetheless. I mean, there's a 75-yard touchdown, from Cole to Cleveland, one of the big plays in the game. I mean, they've had a couple passes to LeBlanc, who scored a touchdown as well. If you look at Cole coming out, you can see why he's going to Arizona State, big-time program like that. It's a passing school, and he's thrown the ball really well. Nice poise from that young man. He scrambled well tonight as well. So from a statistics standpoint, Kingwood is doing exactly what they need to do. They just have to sustain that a little bit longer, come out in the second half, try to control the ball once again, and try to limit those big plays as possible, maybe even roll some double coverage on Cleveland to kind of slow him down, and maybe even do the same for LeBlanc, since those are 2 guys that have kind of hurt them thus far.
Well, and the thing is you're looking at a team or a quarterback coming into tonight, and Dylan Sterling Cole, that had almost 2,000 yards passing. Actually, I think he actually went over the 2,000-yard passing with this game.
Yeah.
But he's only had 8 attempts. He's 50%, 8 out of 4 attempts, or 4 completions out of 8 attempts. There we go.
Yeah.
And 2 touchdowns, but they're up. He's got 2 touchdown passes off of 4 completions.
Yeah, those touchdown passes, though, were big.
Yes.
They're big-time plays. If you can throw 75-yard touchdown and, another 30 or 40-yard play like they did to LeBlanc, I mean, you don't have to have the big numbers, the 35, 40 attempts, because of the way Kingwood is playing on defense and the way they're playing on offense as well. It's kind of predicated, what Westfield has done. Westfield's kind of been in a reactionary kind of offense tonight. Since they haven't had the ball, they haven't had the ability to dictate what they want to do. So they've kind of been reacting, but because they have so much talent, the reaction is that we don't need a lot of plays, guys, to beat you. We have some big-time players in the right spots. We'll just hit those guys 2 or 3 times in the game. You look up, and now we're up 21-14.
No, you're absolutely right, Derek. And what Kingwood has to do here in the second half is really just do what they've been doing and continue to you don't have to hit a home run every time.
Yeah.
I mean, the Westfield's designed to do that. If you're Kingwood, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't let yourself get down by 14 points and realistically expect to stay in the game unless you start really getting some late-game heroics. But if you keep it within 7 points going into the fourth quarter or tie it, then you definitely have a chance to win this game and get a huge upset and then have a big game next week against Lake Travis.
Yeah, what you want to do is just like you said, continue to keep the game close as long as you can. You'd like to come down and score a touchdown if you can, but if not, you need some points, get a field goal, because what happens is, because you're the underdog, you're putting pressure on the big dog, the guys that are favored to win. After a while, they'll start pressing, and maybe they'll make those mistakes and maybe turn one over and give you an opportunity to steal this game in the end.
So Westfield getting set to kick off here to start the second half of this bi-district playoff game between 16-6A and 15-6A. And we are underway here in the second half as that ball is going to be fielded by Lay at the 3-yard line, trying to find some room to run. He gets a block, another block. He's going to fight for more yardage, and he's brought down at the 25-yard line. A good return there to start it off for Griffin Lay.
I'm really impressed with that young man. We mentioned it a little bit earlier today. Every time we've seen him, he runs so hard. He's aggressive. He attacks the ball when he gets it. I mean, that's something that you can use from an offensive standpoint. It fires up the other guys on the sideline, who are watching to see a guy that's going so hard. I mean, it's kind of the same effect that Young has for the other team. Is that a flag out there?
Yeah, they just called an offsides on the kicking team and then a holding on the return team. So they're re-kicking it here. So that return by Lay was negated, but now he's going to get another chance. And with the way he returns the ball, it just takes, it seems like he's just one block away from busting one open. So you've got Lay in the backfield, or back deep to return it, and you have Cole Preston, the junior, back standing on the 5-yard line next to Lay. And we're going to re-kick here. So as we're coming up here on the second half, the winner of this game will play Lake Travis, who defeated Pflugerville last night by a score of 48-0. Wow. And we were looking at scores throughout the area, and there's a few interesting developments going on, as Atascocita was up big at the half against Klein Collins, which nobody expected. I thought that was going to be a very close game.
Yeah, me too.
So here comes the kick. It's up and away, and we're back underway, as that one's going to be fielded at the 4-yard line once again by Lay, and Lay's going to try to find somewhere to go with it, but he gets brought down at the 14-yard line. So they actually lose 10 yards on the penalties after that return. So we're going to go here for Kingwood. Here comes Dawson Trudell in that offense. Trudell in his first action since suffering an injury earlier in the season. And TJ West was the quarterback most of the year. But Trudell is showing a little bit of rust, but it hasn't been game breaking. It hasn't been an issue. So in the I formation is Kingwood, waiting for the snap is Trudell. He drops back. No, he's going to pitch the ball, and it's going to go to Damon Young, trying to find a hole up the middle. He gains a couple of yards before he's brought down.
Yeah, that's nice defense from Westfield coming out. It appears they put another guy in the box. They're going to try to limit the ability to rush from Kingwood, and they're also going to try to get the ball back. I mean, right now, Kingwood's holding the ball away from them from an offensive standpoint. So on the defense, you want to try to speed the pace up from a defensive side, make Kingwood kind of start making some mistakes and kind of get them out of the rhythm that they're currently in.
So in the gun is Trudell. He's got Damon Young in the backfield with him. Two wide receivers far and near, waiting for the snap. Here it is. He will hand the ball. No, he'll keep it himself on the play action. Finds a huge hole going up the middle. He meets the linebacker and gets wrapped up. But a gain of 4 yards on the play, and it's going to be third down and say 3rd and 4.5 here.
That's a nice quarterback keeper and something like that on that zone read. I mean, you want to have the opportunity to have short third downs if you can have that. So you take 2 or 3, anywhere from 2, 3 to 4 yards every time you carry the ball. It's setting up that short possession. This is a big first down opportunity, though, for Kingwood.
Trudell taking his guys to the line and under center this time. 3rd down, 3. And the snap fakes the pitch, hands the ball off to Hammersmith, finding the edge. He's got a lot of room. He might get it, and he does on the far side, and the first down, forced out of bounds at the 26. First down, Kingwood.
That's a great call from Coach Campbell. What you're trying to hold on to is having that pursuit. So far, Westfield is have a lot of pursuit that's coming that way. And so you have everybody going one way and kind of slip in your running back to take it to the backside, almost like a reverse without having to go and bow all the way in the backfield. Nice play.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 26-yard line. Kingwood trying to get something going here to start the second half. The snap, dropping back, looking left, tossing towards the left side of the field, and he connects with Matt Dean, who he breaks a tackle, and he gets 9 yards on the play before he's brought down. Matt Dean looked like he would have been forced out of bounds, but set his feet and kept going.
Yeah, we have to give Dean a lot of credit on that. It's a nice pitch and nice catch. First of all, for Trudell, that's a long throw throwing all the way across the sideline like that. Then now you go to Dean. That's an outstanding catch. He reached down and plucked that ball off the field. And then to break a tackle and get extra yards after carry, that's called yak. We like that as the offensive guy.
Well, that was Bryce Cook, the defensive back, trying to use the hit stick, and it didn't quite work. That's why you got to wrap up in the open field. Here's the handoff coming towards the near side, finding some room to run, and he's forced down out of bounds. That's going to be Lay, and it looks like he's got the first down. And this is exactly what Kingwood needs to do: just grind it down the field and 4 yards of play. That's all they need. Methodical.
That's the word we like to say. Methodical. I mean, Coach Ram in NFL used to say matriculate the ball down the field. Well, that's exactly what you want to do. Take your time and get your score.
9:11 to go on the clock. Clock is stopped after the run out of bounds. In the gun is going to be Trudell on this play. Ball is spotted at the 37-yard line. Here comes the blitz from the outside. Dropping back is Trudell, tossing it deep towards into double coverage over the middle, and it is incomplete as there was contact, but both of them were playing the ball. No flag, so we'll go again here, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they did a play similar to that in the first half, kind of trying to back off the secondary. The only thing is there's 3 guys back there for Westfield. You have to be really careful. You don't want to turn the ball over. I mean, I understand the logic behind it to try to push those guys off the line, but you have to be really careful and try to get up try to set up a match that's more favorable to you instead of running in double coverage. You know, maybe slip a guy out of the backfield, you know, or a guy having a crossing route to try to get that deep ball.
Offset I formation this time. 2 wide receivers, one to the near, one to the far. The ball will be a handoff to Lay, taking it up the middle, gaining 5 yards before he's wrapped up and forced down and back into the backfield. And they drove him all the way back behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Westfield's swarming, but once again, Lay, he runs so hard. I mean, he's a fast young man. You can tell right here he's very quick and elusive when he's running the ball. So it's a nice play from Kingwood, once again, to get some more yards, setting up another big-time 3rd down for them.
So 3rd and 5 for the Kingwood Mustangs. Clock, 8:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Offset I again. This time they're going to bring 2 wide receivers on the near side. Trudell fakes the pitch, tosses towards the near side. He's got his wide receiver making the catch, and he's brought down at the 45-yard line, but not enough for a 1st down. That was Evan Lokoya.
They attempted another quick route out to the left-hand side. It's a nice play call. It's going to leave them short, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go for it.
It looks like Trudell is staying on the field. This is a big 4th down here. I'm not sure with your field position and with a 7-point deficit, you've already eaten almost half of the quarter.
Yeah.
I agree with it. Maybe try to get the hard count.
Yeah, I think that's what they may try to do.
Maybe move some guys around under center. Here we go. The snap, drops back. He's got his man over the left side of the field, and it's overthrown. Wide open and overthrown. And he was targeting Ekberg, and it is a turnover on downs. That should have been a 1st down.
That was a great play call to slip your tight end on the backside, especially on a short yardage play. All the guys on defense, everybody's trying to pitch in and pinch the defense to try to pack in and stop, you know, usually a fullback dive in a situation like that. So it's always good from an offensive side to try to slip out a tight end, you know, off of that near side, pretend like you're blocking and then shoot out. Trudell just kind of rushed it because he knew he was going to be wide open. He kind of rushed it just a little bit out of the outstretched hands of his tight end.
Just got a little excited.
Just a little excited.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 45-yard line for Westfield. Dylan Sterling-Cole getting his 1st shot after eating nearly half of the quarter up. 7:24 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Westfield getting the ball for the 1st time. That's going to be a jet sweep to the far side, bouncing off a couple of guys and being brought down.
Ball down by number 64, Matthew Shelby. Walters picks up about 2 yards.
Allie Walter, the ball carrier on the jet sweep.
It's something different. They haven't really run any of that tonight.
But they have been running it. They've been staying to the ground, which is something that surprised me thus far tonight, especially considering Kingwood's defense on the ground has been pretty good this year. So 2nd down, 8 to go, ball on the 42-yard line. Clock continuing to run, 6:47 to go. 2 wide receivers near, in the pistol, drops back to pass. Sterling-Cole looking left, looking right. Now it's going to be a stop route and caught at the 27-yard line. I believe that was Josh LeBlanc on the catch.
Yeah, nice stop route. Go about 10 to 15 yards, turn around, and I'll throw it to you. Nice play.
1st and 10 Westfield. Kingwood has to stop them here to keep from going down 14. As that handoff goes to Young, but he's stopped right around the line of scrimmage. He gains a yard, but that's a stop you need to make. Put them in a situation they don't want to be in.
Yeah, it's a nice tackle from Kingwood. I mean, they had that bend but don't break approach so far in the 2nd half. They need to continue to do that. Try to slow down this Westfield offense. I mean, they are moving the ball though.
2nd and 9 for the Westfield Mustangs. In the gun this time. They put Cleveland in motion, drops back to pass, looks left, steps up. Now he's got a little bit more time, has a lot of time to throw. Now he's rolling towards the near side, and he tosses to Cleveland, but it was out of bounds, out and through his hands. Even if he had caught it, he would have been out of bounds.
Yeah, it's outstanding coverage. What they try to do is have him in motion, try to bring him closer to the line, because Kingwood right now, they've rolled the coverage, so it's double coverage. There's a cover corner that's underneath to have all the underneath routes. Anything short, then they have a corner over the top, which is actually the safety, trying to roll him in a double coverage kind of formation. So nice play from Westfield to try to get him on that one-on-one, but they actually had him back here in the corner of the end zone on the 7 route. Nice defense.
Big third down here for Kingwood, and the big third down for Westfield, as they would like to go up 14 points in the pistol. Sterling Cole drops back to pass, checking through his receivers. Got some time now. He's got a man over the middle of the field, and it's caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Westfield.
Touchdown, Westfield. Number 7, Sterling Cole. Number 2.
And that's Sean Lewis with his second touchdown catch of the year, only his 5th reception of the year coming in.
Yeah, it's basically a slot receiver, and if you guys watch the NFL a lot, you know, if you're a Cowboy fan, you see Cole Beasley. If you're a Patriots fan, you see Edelman, one of those kind of guys that kind of gets in underneath the coverage. And if you're going to double cover our big receivers, what they're saying, okay, we'll bring the guys underneath. And that's what we talked about, you know, for Kingwood on one of those possessions earlier.
So here comes the extra point. The snap, hold down and up, and it is through the uprights. Almost didn't go through. It was very low. Somebody might have gotten a hand on it, but either way, your score here from Turner, 28-14, Westfield leading Kingwood with 5:26 to go in the third quarter. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
All Spas is so much more than Ace Hardware. Sure, we have nuts and bolts, lawn and garden, faucets and fixtures, lights and locks, even outdoor cooking. But All Spas is also a boutique, featuring the finest names in jewelry and home accessories. But most importantly, All Spas is a friendly, helpful family of people who take pride in their products and services. All Spas is Ace Hardware, and so much more.
Back here live from Turner Stadium, J.W. Smith alongside Derek Jones after the 5-play 55-yard drive and the 18-yard touchdown reception from Dylan Sterling Cole to Sean Lewis. Westfield has taken a 28-14 lead over Kingwood. And now Kingwood has to respond. They had an opportunity in their last drive, but were unable to do it. And it's going to be fielded at the 5 by Lay. Lay's going to try to find a seam, and he takes it to the 19-yard line before he's brought down.
Yeah, it's a big drive for Kingwood right now. That's a tough thing when you're playing a team that may have a little bit more superiority with the athlete. You can continue to fight as Kingwood has done valiantly all night long, but at some point, I always say, the team that has the more athletic kind of approach, the more aggressive kind of approach, it's only a matter of time before they get you. So you have to play mistake-free. You have to make the plays, like the turnovers. You have to make those the punt fake. You have to get those plays that can kind of keep you in the game, because at some point, this is just going to be a little bit too much for Kingwood, I think.
In the I formation is Trudell, waiting for the snap. He will hand the ball off to Lay, coming towards the near side, trying to find some room to run, but he's going to get met right at the line of scrimmage and brought down, actually loses 2 yards. And that's the adjustments that you're seeing Westfield make, as that play was there in the first half. Now they've added a man to the box, so they're daring Trudell to throw the ball now.
Yeah, you're going to have to throw the ball deep, you know, on us to beat us. That's the adjustment you make. If you're having success with the run, of course you put another guy in the box. If you're a passing team, you're having success with the pass, well, now you start putting some extra guys in the secondary. That's a simple adjustment from a defensive coordinator.
So Trudell in the gun, 2nd down and 11 here. Fakes the handoff, rolling out under pressure, tossing it on the screen play to Lay. Lay makes the catch at the 11-yard line. Down the sidelines he goes, and he's forced out of bounds at the 14-yard, or the 24-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd down and short here.
Yeah, they must practice that one-hand catch, because I'm seeing a lot of guys with that one-hand grab. I mean, it looks great. Nice play from Lay to make that catch, and if he could have made one more man miss, he'd still be running now.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 4 for the Mustangs of Kingwood. So this is a situation they were in earlier. And they'll go with 4 wide receivers this time. Trips to the far side, waiting for the snap. It's a handoff to Lay. Lay trying to find the edge. He jumps up the field, finds the hole, breaks some more tackles, going down the field and gets the first down. That was Lay just fighting for that first down. Very impressive run there. He just kind of stopped and ran up the field.
Yeah, there's no way number 21 gets that first down. I mean, he rolls out to the right-hand side, and I mean, he stops on a dime. There's pursuit. Guys just sitting there waiting for him. They're clapping their hands with a smile on their face. This guy cuts back up in, leg drive, and just want to get that first down. That's a big-time play from number 21, Mr. Lay.
So Kingwood with the ball on the 31-yard line. Under center is Trudell in the I formation. There's an offsides, but it's going to be a free play. They hand the ball off to Matt Dean, the fullback. And he fights for yards. But they went on the hard count, and offsides was Westfield as the center just snapped the ball when he saw the man jump.
Yeah, very heady play from the center, very heady play from Trudell to get that offsides.
The referees are talking about it, but it's pretty obvious exactly what the call was, and it is offsides against Westfield here.
With that offsides penalty, will step off 5 yards against Westfield. It will be 1st and 5.
3:43 to go here in the third quarter. Kingwood trailing by 14. In the gun is Trudell. 2 wide receivers out far side. Fakes the give to Young, but he is wrapped up in the backfield on the sack. So now it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it's Mr. Trudell meet Mr. Oliver back in the backfield. That's why that young man's one of the top recruited young men in the state of Texas going to the University of Houston. Big lineman coming through, great penetration. He's got great hands, great footwork. I mean, he's been a man all night long. You hadn't heard his name a whole lot tonight, but you've heard it enough to where we're calling it. So nice tackle from that young man.
How about them Cougars this year? That is an impressive
Real
run
impressive.
they're on right now.
Really well-coached team.
Dropping back, Trudell looking for somebody open. Now the flag comes in. He tosses over towards the near side. Almost another one-handed catch there by Loika. He's really showing off some talent, just having to throw his hands up. So now the flag, it's going to be a hold against Kingwood.
Yeah, that defensive penetration is starting to wear a little bit on the Kingwood lineman. That front 7 is starting to get after him a little bit.
Well, they're starting to get out of their game plan as well, as now you're down 14. You kind of have to start moving the ball a little faster down the field.
Yeah, you start to press a little bit.
And this team is a team that TJ West in his time playing only had 30 attempts to throw the ball, and Trudell only 71.
Yeah,
so they don't throw the ball very much.
Yeah, they don't throw the ball a whole lot. I mean, everything's predicated off the running game. Of course, you lose your big-time running back, Shea, who's going to TCU, but it kind of changes your game plan when you have a young man like that that's not there to help you.
Plenty of time left. 2:40 to go here in the third quarter. In the I formation. 2nd down and long. Here comes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Matt Dean, the fullback up the middle. And he gains 6 yards on the play before he's brought down. So that's exactly what you want to do. You'd like to get a little more than that, but good play there.
Yeah, it feels good for a quarterback to turn around and hand it to your big fella in the backfield. You know, kind of the coon, from the Green Bay Packers. You turn around and hand it to a big guy like that, who can rumble and get 6 yards for you. He's got some athletic ability. It's a nice run from your fullback.
So 3rd and 15, ball on the 27-yard line. Kingwood needing a first down to keep it going. Here comes the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back under pressure, stepping up in the pocket. Now he's going to try to run the ball, and he's brought down, but he only gains a yard. And they're going to be forced to punt as the coverage down the field was there.
Yeah, that pass rush is intense. I mean, it's only picking up steam. It's not slowing down at all. The front 7 is starting to peel those ears back a little bit and kind of disregarding the pass route because there's not a lot of passing going on.
Yep.
It's only a matter of time if you allow a team to know that you're one-dimensional before they start keying off on you.
Well, they're also, it's like that sharks in the water tasting blood mentality once you start feeling it. And that kick by Garcia is actually going to be punted this time. That's going to be out of bounds. Let's See where they'll officially mark it. At the 45-yard line, inside Westfield territory. So Westfield once again getting a short field here. And here comes Sterling Cole and the Westfield offense. And if they score here, Derek, it's going to be very tough for Kingwood to climb back into this game. Yeah,
Kingwood is not predicated on the comeback. I mean, their offense is set to try to run the clock, keep the clock, and the score kind of close. If they get down, by another touchdown, another field goal on top of this, it's going to be really hard for them to have that quick strike that they're going to need to get back in it.
Trips to the near side, ball on the 45-yard line. Cleveland going in motion to the far side. Here comes the snap. Dropping back to pass is Sterling Cole, looking right over the middle of the field. He's got a couple of guys open, and it's caught at the 25-yard line by Jalen Martin, and it's a touchdown on one play. And just like that, Kingwood is on the ropes.
Yeah, no flags on the play. That's the first thing I do is I turn around and look to see if there's a flag on the play. They attempted to run that in the first quarter, and Cole threw the ball just a little bit too long. The tight end couldn't get it. We talked about the cover two, split the middle with the tight end. On this route, same play, same exact play. Tight end gets in the middle of the field, cover two. This time, Cole puts a little bit more air underneath it, allows his big tight end to run up under it, and that tight end rumbles into the end zone. Right now, just like you said, Kingwood is on the ropes.
So here comes the extra point attempt. And it is almost blocked, but it's up 10 through the uprights. And that'll make the score 35-14 here in the third quarter. 1:01 to go. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
Allspa's is so much more than Ace Hardware. Sure, we have nuts and bolts, lawn and garden, faucets and fixtures, lights and locks, even outdoor cooking. But Allspa's is also a boutique, featuring the finest names in jewelry and home accessories. But most importantly, Allspa's is a friendly, helpful family of people who take pride in their products and services. Allspa's is Ace Hardware, and so much more.
35-14 the score, 1:01 to go here in the first quarter after the one-play drive by Westfield for 55 yards. And just like that, Kingwood is in some trouble here. You were saying it during the break, it's just been big play after big play.
Yeah, that's the one thing as a coach you try to limit. You try to limit those big plays because the big plays give momentum. They give excitement to what you're doing. It makes you want to go out and run the next play. So if you limit those, a lot of times you stay in the game. But they're giving those up, and it's counterproductive for them right now.
Lay will field the ball at the 5-yard line, now coming towards the near side, looking for some room to run, but he's going to get brought down at the 10. There's not much to do there. And now, Kingwood offense is going to be forced into a situation that they're not accustomed to being in, and that is to pass the ball and really spread the field and try to stretch the field.
Yeah, that's not what you're designed to do. You're designed to run the ball and have your big linemen, which are really good linemen. I mean, as a young man that's out there that's going to Columbia, University, you've got some talent on your side. That's what you're set up for. So you're not really designed to be a quick strike, let's score the ball in, under a minute kind of an offense. So this is the danger zone once again. Right now, Westfield, they've totally disregarded any kind of keys relationship. They're coming at you.
Well, you can see that they're lining up. Yeah, here they come right now. Here's the handoff to Lay. Lay trying to find the edge, coming toward the near side. He's forced out of bounds, but he gets a few yards on the play, maybe 2. And it's going to be second down and 8. So, Derek, the situation here for Kingwood, they ran the ball there. And I agree with it because that's what you've been doing all night, and it's successful for you. And your quarterback, he's coming off the bench, essentially coming off an injury. You don't want to try to get him to get in a situation where he has to air it out, like a Tom Brady would do or something.
Yeah.
So I agree with it, but you can't consistently do that for the rest of the game with only 42 seconds in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. I mean, they're not a passing team like that. I mean, they're not going to come out and throw for 500 or 600 yards kind of approach. You know, and they also have to be careful because they know that if they give the ball back to Westfield, Westfield's going to score and score fairly quickly. So it's a double-edged sword. They want to try to get back in this ball game, but they also don't want to do something that's going to shorten down the possession time that they have. So it's like I say, it's a double-edged sword. If we go too quick, then Westfield gets the ball back, and we're not sure if our defense can handle some of the weapons that they have. So they want to try to run the clock down and kind of do what they've been doing. Don't try to get out of what they're doing. Just run the ball. And I mean, I know fans are saying, "Oh, we got to score, we got to score," but if you don't, you give the ball back, you're in trouble.
So Kingwood will go under center. Waiting for the snap is Trudell. Fakes the handoff, rolling out to the far side. Tosses over the right side of the field and makes the catch is number 82, Chase Evans. And that's a first down. That's a really good completion there. That's exactly what Trudell needed to do.
Yeah, it's a nice rollout play, design rollout for Trudell. Nice catch from Evans. I mean, if they're going to pass the ball, that's what they're comfortable doing. The 10 to 15-yard outs, the quick routes. I mean, you can be successful with that at some point. You want to try to go deep, but you can be successful with that.
1st and 10, Kingwood. Ball on the 30-yard line. 32 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The pitch goes to Lay. Lay finding a hole, gaining 5 yards before he's brought down to the 35-yard line. And going back to the rollout, Derek, it's really interesting because when they try to set up in the pocket, that's when you see the pressure really getting to them. So they have to throw on the run because this pass rush has been so effective for Westfield tonight.
Yeah, especially up the middle because you have Big Ed Oliver and a bunch of his buddies that are coming straight through that A and B gap. It's really hard to double team those guys because they're getting so much push on you.
Trudell rolling out to the far side, getting a block, tossing deep down the field towards the right side, and it is almost picked off as Chase Evans wants a flag, but both players were playing towards the ball, but I can see that going either way. But they didn't call the flag, so it's going to be the end of the third quarter. 12 minutes left in this ball game. Your score 35-14. Kingwood trailing Westfield. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
DQ, this is the stop sign of Texas. How does your typical
Only one network is big enough to cover the great state of Texas, and only one show travels across the state to get the skinny on high school sports every week, all year long. You want the best in high school sports? Catch High School Spotlight on Fox Sports Southwest.